Hey friends, welcome to your embodied yoga flow class. This class is going to be about 30 minutes and I really encourage you to put on some music that you like. Feel free to close your eyes during this practice. Any shapes or movements that you want more or less of, please take that as an option. Use whatever props you need. The point is just to feel good and feel connected to your body without the end goal or pressure of achieving a certain pose. So let it feel good. We're gonna get started in a tabletop pose. So come on hands and knees, tuck your shoulders over your wrists and your hips over your knees. Just take a moment to feel that grounding into the mat or into the earth. Close your eyes and take 3 deep breaths in and feel that lengthen along your spine. The exhale is just a soft release. Inhale, find that subtle length. Exhale, feel that softening of your palms on the mat. And one more breath to land here. This time, open your mouth for your exhale, let it go. Blink your eyes open if you want, or keep them closed. And we're gonna move into some cat-cow shapes. So as we inhale, we'll drop our belly, lift our tailbone to the sky, and pull our hearts through our shoulders. Maybe lift your gaze. As you exhale, push the ground away, round through the back body, tuck your tailbone in. Chin to chest. Inhale, open up into cow pose. Exhale, curl and round into cat pose. So it feels good to stay in cat-cow, please continue that. If it feels good to take some barrel rolls or shifting side to side, that is an option too. Kind of explore into your body today and see what feels good and what's calling you, which can look different each day or each time of day. What you have next, what you just did. Three more breath cycles in your cat-cow. Good. Point your fingertips out to the side so your wrist creases are facing in towards the center. We're just going to do a little wrist warm up. So we're shifting weight left and right. And then flip your hands so the backs of the palms are on the mat and the palms are facing up. Fingertips point towards your knees and then rock forwards and backwards here. So you'll feel a stretch along the forearms. Tuck your toes, sit back onto your heels, and then interlace your fingers, roll out your wrists here. Drop your right fingertips down to the mat or onto a block beside you. Take a side stretch over to the right. So find some length through the left side body, inflate the left lung with your breath, and keep your left sit bone glued down onto your heel. Another breath in here. Good. Simply switch sides. So left fingertips out to the side, onto a block or to the mat. Reach your right fingertips up, and then over to the left. And find that length from the left hip crease or right hip crease all the way through the right fingertips. Breathe in. And breathe out, let it go. Plant your hands at the top of the mat again. And then down dog, downward facing dog. So glide your hips back. Bend your knees as much as you need. Press the ground away with your palms. So you're lifting kind of up and out of the shoulder blades. And then think about flicking your tailbone up towards the sky to find length through the spine. You can stay still here. You can stay in this kind of static shape, or you could bend one knee and then the other knee walking out your dog. Good. We're all gonna lift up onto our toes on an inhale. Exhale, drop your heels to the right. So our torso opens to the left slightly. Set your hips back towards your right heel. Big side body stretch. Inhale, come through center, up onto your toes. Exhale, drop your heels to the left. Sit your hips back, bend your knees. Right side body stretch. Inhale through center, come up onto your toes. Exhale, bend your knees a lot. Find this kind of hovering down dog shape. Good, inhale, we'll roll. Find a spinal wave forward into plank pose. And exhale, bend your knees, send your hips back, downward facing dog. Good, drop your right knee down to the very center of the mat. Kickstand your right foot open to the side. And then left arm lifts, modified side plank. Your left foot can be grounded or it can be lifted, up to you. Inhale here. And exhale, point your fingertips to the front of the mat now. Breathe in, find some length. As you breathe out, bend your left knee, sink your hips down towards your heels. So we're gonna pulse in and out of this left knee bend. It's a big side body stretch again. A couple more times. You'll feel this in the hips, in the glutes, in the side waist, along your lats. Good. On your next exhale, your left hand will carry you all the way to the back of the mat on the inside of your left foot. Prop your left elbow on your left knee. Stretch your right fingertips to the back of the mat. Modified side angle pose. Inhale here. And exhale carries you all the way to the front of the mat again. Plant your right hand. This time, step your left foot to the top of the mat. So we're in this low lunge shape. Now we're gonna kickstand our right foot underneath our body. Walk your hands out to the right. Find this diagonal stretch. Breathe into the rib cage. Send your hips back. You might feel this along the left inner thigh, the groin, sides of the body. One more cycle in. Exhale, let it go. Walk your hands to the center of the mat again. Low lunge shape. Re-square your right leg. And this time we're gonna bring our left knee back to meet our right cat-cow. Inhale, drop your belly, lift your tail, lift your gaze. Exhale, round and push away into cat. Make sure your toes are tucked. We're gonna walk our hands all the way back to the mat, or the back of the mat. Bring your knees out and your heels in. Find Malasana. Inhale here, hands to heart center, chest pulls up into your thumbs. And exhale, forward fold. Uttanasana at the back of the mat. Bend your knees as much as you need. Use a prop underneath your arms. Inhale, halfway lift, straighten your spine. Exhale, fold, let it go. Ground down through your feet. Roll up your spine one segment at a time. Your shoulders and your neck and your head are the last to unfurl. As they do, sweep your arms up to the sky. Breathe in. Exhale, hands to heart center. Shift your weight into your right foot. Inhale, bring your left knee to your chest, stork pose. As we exhale, cross left ankle over right thigh, take a seat into your standing pigeon. As you bend your knees more, you'll feel more of a stretch in the hip and maybe more of a challenge for your balance, so keep that in mind. Inhale, back through center, left knee to chest. Exhale, take an easy dancer pose. Bring your left hand to the inside or outside of your left foot. Right arm high. Take a little hinge forward. Kick your foot into your left hand. See how that opens the shoulder and the chest and the front of the left hip. Don't go too far, just whatever feels good. Inhale, left knee to chest, both arms high. Exhale, plant your left foot, bend your knees, chair plane, arms sweep back behind you. And then we'll switch it out. Stand through your left foot. Inhale, right knee high, arms high. Exhale, standing pigeon. Right ankle crosses over left thigh, sink your hips low. Inhale, right knee to chest, arms high. Exhale, your version of a dancer pose. Make it feel good and gentle. No need to meet the deepest variation of this shape. If you fall out, just come right back in. Good. Inhale, right knee to chest, arms high. Exhale, chair plane, 2 feet to the mat. Bend your knees, arms sweep back behind you, chest is parallel to the mat. Good. Malasana, hands to heart center, toes out, squat down. And exhale, walk your hands forward to your downward facing dog. Breathe in, both heels lift. Breathe out, drop your heels to the left. Bend your knees, take that right side body stretch. Inhale back through center. Exhale, heels drop to the right, bend your knees, set your hips back. Inhale through center. Exhale, take that kind of hovering downward facing dog. So our shins are parallel to the mat, just hovering here. This time roll forward into your spinal wave to plank pose. Exhale, downward facing dog. All right, we will go through the other side. This time drop your left knee to the very center of the mat, kickstand your left foot out to the side, and then peel right arm up to the sky, modified side plank. Again, you can keep that right pinky toe grounded or you can lift it. Breathe in here, think about pushing your hips forward, a slight tuck of the tailbone underneath you, and then stretch your right hand to the front of the mat. Breathe in here. Good. Point your right toes to the back of the mat, bend into your right knee and then straighten it. Take these little hip pulses. A couple more times. Feeling that length along, the right side of the waist, that stretch through the hips, the inner groin, the inner thigh. Good. Next time you bend into your right knee, keep it bent. Your arms carry you to the back of the mat. Plant your right hand on the inside of the right foot, or right elbow on right knee. Stretch your left fingertips to the back of the mat. Modified side angle. Inhale here. Exhale, carries you all the way to the front of the mat again. And your right foot comes with you. Swivel your left heel underneath your body and walk your hands out diagonally to the top left corner of the mat. And really sink back into the glutes. A couple breaths to stretch your fingertips even further forward. Breathe into the backs of the lungs. One more breath here. And exhale, come back through center. Tabletop pose, right knee meets the left. One round of cat-cow. Make sure your toes are tucked, and then walk your hands to the back of the mat. Find that malasana yogi squat. Toes are out, heels are in, hands are at heart center. Breathe in here. Breathe out to fold uttanasana at the back of the mat. Maybe let your head hang heavy and shake your head yes and no. As you breathe in, fingertips to shins, halfway lift, straighten your spine. Crown of the head tugs forward. And exhale, fold down. Ground down through your feet, roll up your spine one segment at a time until you come to stand. And as you do, breathe in, arms reach high. This time shift your weight into your right foot, left knee comes into chest. Exhale, standing pigeon, left ankle crosses over right thigh, hands to heart center. And you can stay here with your chest lifted into your thumbs, or you could take the fold. So draping your upper body over top of your left shin. Take a little dangle of the head and neck again, whatever feels good. We're here for 3 more breaths, wherever you are. Push down through your right foot, stork pose, left knee to chest, arms are high. Moving into our dancer pose, left hand to the inside or outside of left foot. Inhale to stretch your right fingertips tall, and then lean forward to whatever extent feels good for you, whatever stillness or movement feels good to you. 3 more breaths. Good, release out of the shape. 1 more stork pose, left knee high. Exhale, chair plane, stamp your left foot down, arms sweep back behind you as you bend your legs. Other side, stork pose, right knee to chest. Exhale, sink into your standing pigeon variation. Either staying upright or folding the torso down over right shin. Find some length through the sides of your neck. You could even bring your hand to the back of your skull and give yourself a little massage if that feels good. 3 more breath cycles. Good. Push down through your left foot. Balance on that one leg, right knee to chest. Move into your dancer pose. Swing your right leg behind you. Grab a hold of the foot with your right hand. Inhale for left fingertips to the sky. And exhale, hinge forward to whatever degree feels good for you. 2 more cycles of breath. Kick your foot into your hand. See if you can open up across the right chest and shoulder. Good. Stay balanced on your left foot. One more time, right knee to chest, arms high. Exhale, chair plane, right foot stamps down. Chest is parallel, arms behind you. Good. Malasana yogi squat, toes out, heels in. Sink your hips low. Reach your heart into your thumbs. And exhale, walk your hands forward. Downward facing dog. Inhale to lift up onto your toes. Exhale, drop your heels to the right. Find that side body stretch. We're going to stay here a few breaths this time. So really think about swiveling your heart underneath your left armpit. And if that feels like a lot, drop your right knee down and take that modified side plank variation. Either way is great. If you're in that down dog shape, one more breath here. Inhale back through center, toes or heels are high. Exhale, drop your heels to the left. Really bend into your hips, send them back. And stretch forward through your right fingertips. Corkscrew your heart open and under your right armpit. One more breath here. Good. Inhale through center. Exhale. Hovering dog. Shins are parallel to the mat. And we're pressing forward through our palms. Now drop your knees to the mat. Find your tabletop pose. 5 breaths for cat-cow or whatever feels good again. We have a chatty guy today. But at least he's happy. Another fun variation here is to drop one forearm and elbow to the mat and then lift it up and switch sides. So this can open through your shoulders and your thoracic spine a little more. It feels like a good little twist. So if you want, you can take a few more rounds of that. I think anything to unlock the mid-back area and get some breath through your thorax, through your torso is so good. We're gonna find a thread the needle. Keep your left hand planted. Inhale, sweep your right arm high. And exhale, dive your right arm underneath your left shoulder. And rest down onto your right ear. Left fingertips stretch forward for this variation, but of course, if something else feels better, you can take that. And just hold for 5 breaths. Now, bring your attention to your left hand. Turn your thumb up to the sky. As you circle your left hand back, reach it for your left or right heel. As you sit your hips onto your heels, take this little camel variation. So now we're gonna press our hips forward and reach our right hand back. So chest is turned a little bit to the left, and we're in a camel pose variation. If that feels like a lot, keep your hips onto your heels and stretch like this. Or you can always untuck your toes and just reach back behind you. 3 more breaths in whatever shape feels good. As always, if you are choosing a back bend, keep some engagement in the glutes in the posterior chain of the body so we're not arching and dumping into our low back. Inhale here. And exhale, tabletop pose. 2 hands plant. Thread the needle on the other side so right hand stays grounded. Inhale, sweep left hand high. And exhale, dive your left hand underneath your right shoulder and rest onto your left ear. Again, take whatever variation you want, but I'm gonna stretch right fingertips forward. 5 breaths. Send that breath into the rib cage. Again, think about the back of the heart, the lungs expanding. Now turn your right hand up, thumb up to the sky. As we lift our torso, bring your right hand to probably the right heel, I would say. Drive your hips forward. Sweep left arm back, camel variation. Lengthen your tailbone down between your knees. Engage your glutes, press your hips forward, and turn your heart to the right. 3 more breath cycles. One more inhale. Exhale, release to your tabletop pose. Cross your ankles and come to a seat. Right shin is in front of left. Inhale for a tall spine. And exhale to fold forward. Feel that stretch in the glutes. Send some breath there into your low back. You can prop your forearms up onto a bolster or a block to bring the ground up to you, if this feels like a lot. Otherwise, drop your head, maybe take a shift side to side. As you lift back up, take a twist to the right. Left hand comes to right knee, right fingertips plant behind you and peel right shoulder open. 2 more cycles. And we're gonna switch the cross of our legs. Bring your left shin in front of your right. Inhale for a tall spine, find whatever props you need, and then exhale to fold. One more deep breath in. Maybe take a little shift side to side. And exhale to fold just a little bit more. As we lift our torso up, take a twist to the left. Right hand comes onto left knee, right fingertips behind you, and peel left shoulder open this time. And I like to think about twisting from the navel up. So think about shooting your left hip bone forward and really finding that twist from the thoracic spine. One more inhale. Exhale to release to center. Bring your legs out wide for a straddle shape. Of course, you don't need to push the maximum shape here, but some sort of wide-legged seat. You could always sit your hips up onto a bolster. Let's take a side stretch over to the right. So slide your right hand down, your right shin, and reach your left arm up and over. Now left hand plants back behind your left hip, ground down into your heels, lift your hips up to the sky. Lower hips down, side stretch to the right again. This time bend your right knee in towards your body, plant your left hand behind you. Take this modified wild thing. Drive your hips up to the sky and right fingertips reach to the back of the mat. And then lower down, extend your right leg again. One more side stretch over to the right. This time we're gonna hold it. So you could bring pillows or whatever props onto your right thigh to bring the ground or your leg up to you. Ground down through your left sit bone to really enhance that stretch along the back, side waist on the left side. Big full breaths. Don't forget your breath. Might feel good to open your mouth and release out on an exhale. And then move through center again. Other side. Side stretch over to the left. Left hand comes down left leg. Right arm up and over. Breathe in. Breathe out, move through center. Plant your right hand behind your right hip. Ground down through your heels. Inhale to lift. Hips up to the sky. And then lower back down. Side stretch to the left. Lift back up. This time bend your left knee so your heel is in towards your bottom. And then drive your hips to the sky. This time it's a wild thing type of shape. Left fingertips to the back of the mat. Lower hips back down. Re-extend your left leg long and side stretch to the left. This is where those props might come in handy. You could prop your head onto your left hand. Really think about a sandbag weighing down that right thigh so the hip doesn't lift. Lift back up. Bend your knees, plant your heels down, and roll onto your back. We're gonna take one bridge pose, Setu Bandhasana. So walk your heels in towards your glutes. Ground down through your feet, lift your hips up, engage your glutes. I like to take out the back bend arch, so I like to curl my tailbone under, but whatever feels good for you. You could also walk your hands underneath your body and your shoulders underneath you. Interlace your fingers and open up through the heart. One more breath in. One more breath out. And then slowly lower your spine to the mat. Take a moment just to regroup. Drop your knees to the right. Take a little tiny baby twist. You can extend your left arm out to the side and gaze out to the left. Move through center and find a tiny little twist as your knees drop to the left. Your right arm extends. Back through center. Hug both knees into your chest. Lift your upper body up. Hug yourself even tighter. And then exhale, release your legs long. Your arms out by your side. Find Shavasana, corpse pose. And land here with a breath. Land here with a dropping of your bones and a softening of your skin and your muscles. Notice any areas in your body that could use some extra breath, some extra love, some extra attention, and see if you can soften there even more. Relax the muscles of your face. Three more breaths. And per usual, please stay in your Shavasana as long as you want. If you're ready to leave this shape, take one more breath in. Drop your shoulders, open your mouth, let the breath go. Take your time and make it really gentle as you come back to a seat. Whatever seat is comfortable for you. If there are any other shapes that you want to explore more, please feel free to do that. Or if you want to move into more of a meditation space, that would be great too. Thank you for being here, and I will see you next time.